What's up, man? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hot Receiver Family. It is I, MOE for the 713. We're back with another episode, guys. This is actually a good video, man. A good news video, a little light of hope from these grim times right here in 2021. For the people that thought 2021 was gonna get better, bunch of BS. It's gotten worse. Agendas keep on pushing, man. It's getting too much. All right, but I want to shed a little bit light at the end of the tunnel, all right? Just a little bit, all right? We're going to talk about the governor from Florida, all right? Ron Desantis, man. He's actually speaking out on big tech. Us little people and all these independent journalists out here that are being shut down. If we don't comply with their agenda, everybody just gets shut down. There's something wrong about that. There's something illegal about that. There's something not right about that. And finally, somebody's speaking out about it. There's just a little bit of hope. A little hope in the horizon, man. This is all I'm saying, because this is, at the end of the day, there's only one governor out of 50 states here in the U.S. He's actually came out and try to push legislation against these big tech companies, because they're just a free for all. They could do whatever they want. They feel like they could shut anybody down. They're going through loopholes, and they think that they could get away with anything, basically. And now, guys, for this portion of the video, man, I'm just going to let him talk, man. Let's see what the governor, Ron Desantis, has to say. Give me my opinions at the end. Here's what he has to say.
Over the years, however, these platforms have changed from neutral platforms that provided Americans with the freedom to speak to enforcers of preferred narratives. Consequently, these platforms have played an increasingly decisive role in elections and have negatively impacted Americans who dissent from orthodoxies favored by the big tech cartel. And we have seen the power of their censorship over individuals and organizations, including what I believe is clear viewpoint discrimination. And as these companies have grown and their influence expanded, big tech has come to look more like Big Brother with each passing day. But this is 2021, not 1984, and this is real life, not George Orwell's fiction. So today we announced during this legislative session that we will seek to do the following. Ensure that Floridians are safeguarded against these practices from technology companies by requiring proper notice and disclosure of these changes to the standards and full disclosure of any actions taken against a user for violating the standards. We'll also seek to prevent these platforms from rapidly changing these standards and applying them unequally against users. We'll also require that users be provided the option to opt out of the various algorithms these platforms use to steer content, or in many cases, suppress content from the view of other users. But these provisions are of no use without enforcement, and we will provide recourse for Floridians both by enabling a user to bring a cause of action against a technology company for violating these requirements of Florida law, and empowering the Attorney General to bring action against the technology company for violations of these requirements under Florida's Unfair and Deceptive Trade Practices Act. We've also seen the breadth of big tech's influence on campaigns and elections. While there wasn't a state in the union that ran a better election than Florida last year, we still saw on a national scale how articles, candidates, and content had the thumbprints of big tech executives all over them. You can look no further than the last several months of the election as coordinated, calculated efforts were undertaken to advance an increasingly evident political agenda of the big tech companies. The problem is, these companies are playing a significant role in the advancement of issues and candidates, but do so without recording many of their efforts for what they are: political contributions. If I were to give something of value to a candidate or political committee, it would be a contribution. But big tech has been manipulating news content and designing algorithms to give the upper hand to their candidates of choice, and they do so scot-free. Again, euphemistically called content moderation. I think it's more political manipulation. That's why in Florida, we're going to take action. We're going to take aim at those companies and pull back the veil and make sure these guys don't continue to find loopholes and gray areas to live above the law. Under our proposal, if a technology company deplatforms a candidate for elected office in Florida during an election, a company will face a daily fine of $100,000 until the candidate's access to the platform is restored. Again, any Floridian can deplatform any candidate they choose. You simply unsubscribe, and it's a right that I believe belongs with the citizen. Further, if a technology company promotes a candidate for office against another, the value of that free promotion must be recorded as a political campaign contribution enforced by the Florida Elections Commission. And lastly, a technology company uses their content and user-related algorithms to suppress or prioritize the access of any content related to a political candidate or cause on the ballot, that company will also face daily fines.
They act like the 5 Wizards of Oz. Today we begin to pull back the curtain. If our democracy is going to survive, we must stand up to these technological oligarchs. We must keep Facebook, Twitter, and other unaccountable big tech companies accountable here in the state of Florida. They control our personal information, our photographs, videos, online relationships with our friends. Today we're announcing a proposal to make sure that these actors won't go unchecked here in Florida anymore. Social media companies want you to believe that they have your best interests at heart, but they're out for their bottom lines, their best interests, and their ideas. Big tech firms have evolved into a kind of modern-day public square. And in doing so, they have access to private information and the ability to exercise control over individuals' free speech. Their elusive standards, secret protocols, and mysterious algorithms are being used to manipulate discussions in that public square among our people, our citizens. And during the pandemic, as people have moved their discourse and interactions more and more online, big tech giants remain unaccountable for their actions, accountable to no one. And they don't follow any rules or standards. And if they do, they surely don't share them with you or with I. With our proposal, we're going to bring into the sunshine what I call the 5 families of darkness: Facebook, Twitter, Google, Amazon, and Apple. They are the big tech giants that are leaving users in the dark. With our proposal, we are pushing the barriers to finally call out their convoluted and inconsistent standards for censoring, banning, and deplatforming. We're saying no more to secret algorithms that provide no way for consumers to opt out. We won't let them continue to pick winners and losers among established news outlets and qualified political candidates. They can't keep frequently changing their terms of use without the consent of the user. And their antitrust ways of controlling the price in the marketplace for advertising on their platforms are coming to an end. We are demanding transparency from the big tech giants. Under our proposal, users will have the rights to their personal opinions and how their discussions will be handled. They will receive a detailed explanation and written notice after being deplatformed or shadow banned. And they will be aware of the algorithms used and how their posts and other users will appear in their news feeds. We will no longer allow those content moderators to stay in the darkness. These are basic transparency measures that should have been provided on day one by the big tech platforms. Today, we join as we declare that Floridians take back control of their big tech and social media giants and hold them accountable. Today, we stop the insanity of censorship and secret algorithms.
Oh, yeah. Did y'all feel that? I mean, I hope this is just the beginning, guys. I hope this is just the beginning to the end of these big tech companies, man. And they must be stopped, man. Big tech is gone out of control, man. The censorship has just gone out of hand. And I hope, guys, I hope this is the stepping stone. This is a feel-good video because we're headed in the right direction, even if it's just one governor. All right, one governor of all the United States that's speaking out about it. I mean, hopefully there's a chain reaction after there's a domino effect, and just sees how dangerous these big tech companies could be. I mean, this part of history, guys, is pretty fucked up, man. Our children's children are gonna look back at this point in time, either how big tech won or how big tech tried to take over the world, man. It's that eerie. We're living those times. Either you want to be a sheep and just keep feeding into this mainstream media and instead of being a critical thinker and just think for yourself and just step outside the circle and just look from the outside in and just put the pieces together, man. I mean, there's nothing else I can say about this video, guys. This is just a little short video I want to make just to show y'all that there is a chance. There is a chance. I'm going to keep up with this. Hopefully something does come out of it instead of just him proposing the idea. I don't know if this is just a proposal of an idea or he's actually gonna follow through with it, but I hope he does follow through with things, man. I hope big tech takes accountability, man, because there's far more technology that they don't even expose to you guys. I'm talking about them hacking the frequencies inside your brain waves, putting dreams inside of you, putting thoughts inside your own head. I mean, these frequencies, impulses in the brain are being used on cell phone devices. I mean, imagine if you not being in control of your own thoughts, man. This is the biggest violation of privacy known to man. And it's being violated right now because there's no legislation and nobody's talking about it. And Big Tech needs to be accountable for this type of privacy infringement that they got going on with the public, man. It's just disturbing, guys. But anyway, leave your comments down below. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. Is anything gonna happen, or do you think that everything's just gonna be shoved under the rug? Anyway, leave your comments down below. Let me know what y'all think. And it is I, MOE for the 713. I'm gonna see y'all on the next episode. Bam.